Welcome back, friends. Today, we're doing something a little wild. I will soak a steak for 7 whole days in freshly harvested honey. Sounds insane, right? But I wanted to see what time and nature could do together, how the sweetness of raw honey could transform the depth of good beef.
Yonca ye yonca. Hadi gel daha yavaşlıyorum ha. Tüh tüh. Miki. Miki.
While I'm here feeding the goats, don't forget to subscribe. They've been my curious little audience all week, always watching, always judging, like they know something I don't. Fun fact, goats were among the first animals ever domesticated by humans more than 10,000 years ago. They've seen civilizations rise and fall, yet they still act like they own the place. Honestly, I can't blame them. All right, time to move on to the main event, the steak. You know, the idea of steak, as we know it, started in Europe when people realized that certain cuts of meat, cooked quickly over open flames, stayed juicier and more flavorful. It was a celebration of simplicity, fire, salt, and patience. Back then, cooking a steak wasn't just about eating, it was about status. Only the wealthy could afford prime cuts, while the rest got what was left. Funny how now, the same dish has become a comfort food for everyone. Now I'm heading out to collect the honey. Humans have been harvesting honey for over 9,000 years. The oldest known depiction of it was found in a cave in Spain, a person climbing a ladder surrounded by wild bees reaching into a hive. No fear, just respect. Back then, honey wasn't just food. It was medicine, currency, even an offering to the gods. People believed it held the sun's power, a golden bridge between nature and spirit. And you know what's wild? Ancient Egyptians sealed jars of honey inside tombs for the afterlife. Thousands of years later, archaeologists opened them, and the honey was still perfectly edible. By the way, guys, if you haven't yet, check out my website. The new merch just dropped, and yeah, it's finally real. Every piece is inspired by the stories we tell here, raw, honest, and a little wild. Now it's time for the real experiment, soaking the steak in honey. Throughout history, people have used honey to preserve meat. Before refrigerators existed, honey's natural sugars and enzymes kept bacteria away, sealing the food like a golden shield. It was nature's first preservative. What's fascinating is how honey doesn't just protect, it transforms. Its enzymes break down proteins slowly, tenderizing the meat while adding a subtle caramel sweetness that no spice could ever imitate. While the steak soaks up all that honey, I'm moving to the wooden grill. There's something so grounding about cooking over wood, the smoke, the rhythm, the way it connects you to traditions long past. But first, I need to prepare the sauce. I start by slicing mushrooms and onions, imagining the layers of flavor that will eventually meet the meat. It's almost meditative, each cut precise, deliberate. Sauces have always been a way to elevate meat. In medieval Europe, they were often made with wine, vinegar, and herbs, because meat by itself could be tough and a little monotonous. Sauteing the mushrooms and onions slowly in a pan brings out their natural sweetness. It's a ritual in itself. The smell fills the kitchen and somehow whispers the story of every cook who ever did this before me. Meat with sauce isn't just about flavor, it's about history. Sauces were a way to preserve and soften tougher cuts, to mask the imperfections of less than perfect meat, and to impress guests with creativity. In France, classic sauces like bordelaise or béarnaise were paired with beef to elevate the meal. Italy had its own traditions with tomato-based sauces and reductions for lamb and veal. Across cultures, sauces have always been about enhancing and balancing flavors. Historically, people paired meat with almost every type of sauce, from mustard sauces and herb pastes to fruit glazes and mushroom cream sauces. Each sauce tells the story of the region, the available ingredients, and the tastes people valued. Let's take a little break and enjoy some tea with honey. There's something almost ritualistic about this simple act. A warm cup, golden sweetness, and a moment to breathe. Did you know humans have been sweetening tea with honey for thousands of years? Ancient civilizations like the Egyptians and Chinese valued honey not only for taste, but for its medicinal properties.
Miki. Miki nasıl Miki? Miki tane Miki. Hey, akıllı. Miki kos, Miki.
Honey tea was often considered a healing drink, used to fight colds, boost energy, and even as a natural sleep aid. It wasn't just comfort, it was medicine in a cup. In Europe, honey-sweetened tea spread during the Middle Ages. Sugar was rare and expensive, so honey was the sweetener of choice, connecting people to the flavors and remedies of faraway lands. All right, I'm adding the yogurt to the mushrooms now. The creaminess blends with the earthy flavors, creating a sauce that's rich, tangy, and perfect for the steak we've been waiting for all week. And finally, the moment has come. It's time to taste the meat. If you've enjoyed following this journey, don't forget to subscribe. There's plenty more experiments, stories, and flavors coming.
Super.